Hi, welcome to Working with Exponents. This is another rule, and it's called raising to a power. And you're going to have a term in parentheses, and the power is going to be on the outside. When it looks like this, you get to multiply the exponents. Well, we don't see an exponent on the 4 or the m, but it's understood that there's really a 1. So now if I multiply the exponents, the 3 is going to get multiplied against the 4 to the first power, and that would give me 4 to the third power. And now I'm also going to do the same thing with the m, and that would give me m to the third power. You can also write your number. You can go on ahead and simplify that. So 4 times 4 times 4 would be 64 m to the third power. But both answers are right. Let's look at this one. Again, we're going to multiply the exponents, and these exponents are understood that they're to the first power. And so I'm going to have a negative 5 squared. Well, that means negative 5 times negative 5, which is going to give me positive 25. And then I'm going to apply my 2 to my n, so I'm going to multiply the exponents. 1 times 2 is 2. And that's the answer, 25n squared. Let's take a look at this problem in red. Now here I've got 2 to the first power and a is cubed. Now let's take a more detailed look at just the negative 2 to the fourth power. This means that I've got 4 negative 2's. And when I multiply those, I get a positive 16. So it would be negative 2 to the fourth power, and then I would simplify that, and I get positive 16. And now I'm going to multiply the exponents on the a, and I have 3 times 4, which is 12. And that's the answer to that one. Let's take a look at a couple more problems. In this first problem, we're seeing division. And don't worry about that, but it's going to be a little bit more fun. What we're going to do is we're going to go along with the same concept. We're going to apply this third power to the a and to the c. So a, we don't see power, so it's understood that it's 1. So if I take 3 times 1, I'm going to get a cubed. And now I don't want to forget the denominator. So I'm going to take the 3 times the 2, and I'm going to get c to the sixth power. And that's actually the answer. It was really pretty easy. Now let's look at k to the fifth power, and then it's raised to the fourth power. We're simply going to multiply the 4 times the 5, and it's going to be k to the 20th. And now the problem in green. 3 is really to the first power, and you don't see a power on the piece, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 here so that you'll know it's to the first power. Now I'm going to multiply the 3 times the 1, and that would be 3 to the third power, which is 27. 3 times 3 times 3. Now I'm going to go to the p. I'm going to write my p down, and 3 times 1 is 3. Now I'm going to go to my r. And it's to the sixth power, so 3 times 6 is 18. And that's your answer, simplified. Let's take a look at just a couple more problems. Alright, now, this first one on the top, we have a negative exponent, but it's not going to be difficult. So I'm going to write x. And x is to the negative third power. So now I'm going to multiply these exponents. So the rules for multiplying are 3 times 2 is 6, and you can count your negative signs, and there's 2. When you get an even number of negative signs, then it becomes positive, so my exponent is positive. And that's the answer. Let's take a look at this one. So I'm going to write my a down, and now I'm going to multiply 4 times 2, which is 8. There's 1 negative, and so the rule is if there's 1 negative, that means it's odd, so my answer would be a to the negative 8th. Now, if they want you to carry this one step further and write it with a positive exponent, you would flip this upside down. So a to the negative eighth power is really a over 1. And so I would flip it upside down, and then my exponent would be positive. And I have a video about working with negative exponents if you haven't seen that before. Now let's look at this last one. I'm going to apply my 3 to the negative 6. So it means negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6. And that's 216. And then when I count my negative signs, they're 3, which is an odd number. So when there's an odd number of negatives, your answer is negative. And now I'm going to look at the m. The m is to the 5th power, but I'm raising it to a power, so I multiply that, and I get m to the 15th. So the answer on that one is negative 216 m to the 15th. So this is a little bit of working with exponents raised to a power. Check out my other videos online, and thanks for watching.